appreciate it. Grab seats, guys. Let's go back to work. We got to finish up, wrap up, and all that stuff. Everybody got checked out. Y'all squared away. We got some pretty scary breaking news that you guys need to hear about. All right, Brittany. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is incredibly important news. It just came across the press, and Mr. Monet is going to share this news with you in case you haven't caught it on your phones. Mark Tamaris especially, he does not want to miss this news. It's critically important. This just came across on UP. Seriously, this is not a joke. This is the serious it's going to get.
Great. Guys, I'm a news junkie, and we've been talking about this over the last few days. News is terrible for us. Sorry, news is terrible for us. I'm a news junkie. I read all the news. I'm totally up on current events. I can't help it, and I apologize for that. I try not to do it before shows. But I do like to peruse the headlines to find out what's going on. And you guys have seen all the articles out there about how fast food, the fast food addiction we have, the obesity epidemics, the chemicals, and all the horrible things they're doing to us. Well, unfortunately, I just came across a new headline this morning, and I'm going to try to be very sensitive with this because it is very important. But apparently, the chemicals in frying pans, the non-stick packaging, the fast food packaging, it has just been shown that if you have a male baby, they will be a half-inch less endowed if you're exposed to this in the womb. I'm sorry, it's true, and this is breaking news.
That's all Charlie's got.
And that's it, guys. That's your news update.
That's what it was.
I guess we're just saying thank you, Ross. Dan, with your 8 babies, how many of them are boys? No, do not put this in your demo. If you're cooking out of a Teflon pan while you're doing your beaters, you do realize that you could potentially be enhancing the endowment of your son. Okay, thank you. I hope everybody got all squared away. And again, some of you, I know, had to get checked out. There's some folks that's going to be staying for our key advisory. We're going to be making a lot of decisions based on our discussions and what have you we've had during the course of the year. Next year's key advisory is going to actually be at a separate time of the year. We're going to do it mid-year. That way we can bring everything to you. We make mistakes, but we make a lot of decisions. So no time is everything just perfect. You know, one of the most important words probably though in our industry is something I'm so proud of. We have literally hundreds of people that have retired from our company. And I'm talking about Bill and Patty Hickey that trained you guys. Was that not the most incredible couple that ever walked the face of the earth? They live in Kerrville, Texas. We're still very dear friends. We're on Facebook. We talk probably at least once a month. And the Cabanas, Alan and Donna Cabana and Kate, which we've known now for ever and ever and ever. And they retired very successfully, I might add. And I go back and I look at all the folks, and Bill Oakle, I talked to Bill about a month ago. You guys remember Bill? Wow, Bill Oakle. In fact, there was a team of 12 that the Monges created back about 18, 19 years ago, and 8 of those 12 were in the $1 Million Club. All right, and I might add that Kate was confirming for me when I was talking to some folks about what do you do to build an audience. They would send out, before they had internet, a handwritten notification to every one of the customers inviting them back to the show, so make certain you bring this with you so you'll get your gift, and it was pink. I went to the LA County Fair one time and it looked like it was a Charmin commercial because there was 25, 30 people sitting down, there was at least 50 people standing up, and half the people there had a piece of pink paper in their hand. So guess what they did? They brought their friends back, they came back and bought more, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, but it took work to do that. When they built that team, you remember David drove the motorhome, and then Rebecca was sitting there working on newsletters, putting together the quarterly meetings, et cetera, et cetera. David, you were part of that team, in fact, if I'm not mistaken. And the longevity of those folks has just been wonderful because they went out and did what they were supposed to do. The average salesperson on the job in America today is 8 months. 8 months. That's people that just start, don't make it, or just start and try it or whatever. I think our average is 15 years. Very, very proud of the loyalty that exists in our company and the people and the hard work working together and being a family and realize, boy, this is a great place where, boy, Brett said it so much, Lena. I'm sorry, because I changed the schedule a little bit, but he talked about how it was a career that you guys could work together and make a difference in people's lives. And then when I look at their website, it is unbelievable the differences that we're making in people's lives. We can feel very good about our choice of careers. And what I wanted to do was talk about loyalty with these folks and have them come up and share some of their loyalty because they've all been with us, I believe, 20 years, except for Betty. I think they spelled your name wrong, I apologize. Is it H-A-N or did I spell it wrong? Isn't it H-A-H-N? Oh. Okay.
H-A-H-N, Han.
Yeah, they spelled it like Japanese Han,
Han,
H-A-N.
okay, that's all right.
No, I'm
We said
sure.
we make mistakes, but we make a lot of
Yeah.
decisions. But I'd like, if I could please, this panel on loyalty, Steve Desolé, Kate Reed, Betty Hahn, Stuart Mayo, and Ted Froese. If you'd be kind enough to come up and join us, I'd sure appreciate it. Give these guys a hand, guys. These are all 20 years for the company. And I don't know what they prepared. I don't care what they prepared. They don't even have to be prepared because they've been here long enough that it's all impromptu and does fine. I want them to share with you some of the advantages of the loyalty that they've instilled. They've been here in these 20 years. And Kate, I want to start with you because you were part of the Wave Runners. And I got to tell the story because I'll never forget when they first came in. And now, please forgive me, and I hope Cash's ears are covered, but Rebecca came in with Kate and Karen, and I believe you were there at the time. They all had on t-shirts that said WWDD. Now that wasn't WD-40, it was WWDD. I said, what is that? You know, they all came in with these shirts on. And I found out later it was, what would Dave do? Because Rebecca and David followed our directives to a T. That's how they built the team. So did your trainers, Bill and Patty. You followed the program. You did. Well, Patty smacked you. And I tell you what, that girl smacked you. You know you've been smacked. Well, Rebecca would too. I guarantee it. And the other thing was, they came in and they were the first people in the $1 Million Club, so they set the example. And I'll never forget Rebecca saying, boy, there's nothing I like more than I want all of my people to outsell me. Remember that, guys? She always wanted her people to outsell her because she said, the more they sell, the more I make. And I hope they all outsell me because she was on our override program and they were making $250,000 a year plus just an override alone. So yeah, you go through a few losers, and you know what? I guarantee you that Rebecca went through some losers before she found the winners. But by the way, another one that retired was Jack and Myra Meltzer, who she helped them when they were repossessing their home and they were putting them out on the street. She went over and helped them store the furniture. And then said, listen, I think I got a job for you. All right? And they are living in a beautiful home in Temecula, California today that's paid for, I'm very happy to say, because of the loyalty they expressed to our company. Miss Kate Reed, if you would please, and just whatever you'd like to share, please feel free to do so.
Okay, hi. Can you all hear me?
Sure.
All right, good. The only thing I want to say is loyalty is so much more than just how long you're hanging on to the company and just being, connected somehow. It's really your heart, and it's how you feel about these people and about Mr. Hurley and Robin and the office staff. And when you think of them or when you see them at a show or whatever it is, it just goes so much deeper. And it makes us who we are. And it's that whole family connection. And it's like, I'm so thrilled to be a part of this. This is who I am. It's you. It's Mr. Hurley. It's Robin. It's everybody. And thank you.
He didn't want the mic passed to him first. Yeah. loyalty, that is one of the most important things we can have in anything we do. It goes to our character, it goes to everything about who we are. And I think it flows through into our demonstrations, our lifestyle, and everything else. And I can tell you Mr. Hurley is very loyal to us, to his distributors. I've been with the company a long time, 21 years, so longer than most. I came in right when Rebecca did, just a few months after Rebecca did. And I've seen a lot of things over the years, people come and go. You know that most people who are not loyal are people who see all the negative side of things. They see the challenges and they don't embrace the challenge and improve themselves. They see the challenge and then they make excuses and then they complain about the opportunity, rather than embracing the opportunity, learning to overcome challenges, believing in the program the way Rebecca did, the way anybody that's successful in this company does. And I've been blessed to sell way over $10 million worth of cookware since I've been here, and it's been a very good thing for our company. It's been a good thing for me. And it really makes a difference when you're loyal to the company and you can stand up with love for a product, love for the people who make the product, love for the visionary that leads us as a company, and love for people that are going to get all the benefits of it. And so loyalty goes to character, it goes to so many different things in what we do, and it makes you better at what you do. And one way you express loyalty, and I think this is really important, I learned that early in life. I learned that negative people will just poison your mind. I learned that before I ever came into this business. And so when I found people who were not loyal, who were critical of Mr. Hurley or of our company or of our opportunity, I learned that I would never listen to them. In fact, anytime somebody came up and I didn't know them before, but they would bring some negative comment, I was always counter it with a positive, talk with enthusiasm about my excitement for the opportunity in front of me and not let them spoil my opportunity. And I think it's made a big difference. And I can say one thing, loyalty is something that allows you to embrace this opportunity and get all the benefits out of it, and it allows you to do it without having any kind of cloud over your mind or anything that you're tied to that would be negative. And I have never been sorry for being loyal to Mr. Hurley personally, to everyone in our office staff, because they're so loyal to us. I've never once called the office and they haven't just responded in the very best of way to help in every situation that we're in. And you can know that they are loyal to you. Our office, the staff, the Hurley family are loyal to you. And I believe that loyalty deserves loyalty and response. I believe an opportunity deserves to be embraced. And every one of you that will embrace loyalty to this opportunity, to this company, will reap huge benefits.
Well said. I like how he said it goes to character. That's so true. And I also like that you said you're never sorry when you're loyal. Those are good points. Just a few short points. I always have to write them down. It's an honor to be considered loyal. That's positive. Yeah. Think about it. It has real currency in an otherwise, in an otherworldly sense. When you think of our military veterans, we also think of loyalty, duty, and honor. But specifically, as it relates to kitchen craft, to me, loyalty is about honesty and integrity. It's about fulfilling a commitment to hold up your end of the log with all your strength and being. It's about loving your neighbor and conducting oneself honorably. We're not perfect, but wherever Sal is, as Vince Lombardi once said, we strive for perfection and might catch excellence in the process. So nobody's perfect, that goes without saying. Why is this important, and how does this translate to our lives as we endeavor to carve out a living for ourselves and our families? It's intertwined. An attitude of loyalty leads to better, stronger, more fulfilling, and longer-lasting relationships. You wind up winning because it's a winning attitude. So it helps you to become successful.
Oh, it's my turn. Hey, Mike, do you have that picture I gave you this morning? Put it up on the screen. Anyway, most of you guys probably don't know me. Hi, I'm Stuart. Everybody say hi, Stu.
Hi, Stu.
Thank you. That makes me feel better. That's how I start every demo. Brent was mentioning about this. You got to make the show fun, make it fun. I like to stop every once in a while and smell the roses. I was driving down the highway the other day and I ran across this tree on the side of the beach. It kind of made me stop and take a picture of it. It's like, what is loyalty? Never quitting, never giving up. Dave apparently won't fire me for some strange reason. Dave, no matter how bad I do.
20 years.
Yeah. Just no matter whatever happened in the 20 plus years that we've been doing this, we just kept going, kind of like this tree. I mean, the highway came through, the tree somehow managed to survive. That tree got hit by Katrina. You could tell, it's right there in Biloxi, Mississippi. It refused to quit growing, even though you can tell it's had its bumps and bruises, and that's kind of the way I feel about loyalty. You just don't quit. Keep going no matter whatever happens, and one day you'll hopefully grow back into a tree. You'll get to where you're going. I love what I do, and I think it shows in everything, every day that I work. I'm like, how many demonstrations have I done where everybody's sitting in my audience? It's like, hi, Stu. You're part of our fair. We came to see you, and I just love it. It makes it fun. So yeah, just loyalty is just never giving up, guys.
I look at that tree and I see perseverance.
Yes.
Weather the storms, and no matter what, it's healed over and it's going to continue to grow and bloom. It doesn't give up, and that's what loyalty is about. It's perseverance and staying with it.
I wrote some things down. It was at some point I decided this would be a career. We set some goals. I had desire, strength, stability, perseverance. We're still here. We're still growing.
Part of that strength and stability too, I bet you those roots on that tree are twice as deep as that tree is high.
Yeah. So, thank you guys.
Well, I don't know what to say, which is odd for me, really. I can say this, that there are only two people in this room who've known Dave longer than I have, and one is his sister, bless her heart, and then Mark. And I've known Dave since, I think we first met in 1988 or 89. And at the time I was working with I could put it closer and you're going to make it, that's all right. At the time I was working for a different company, and Dave tried to get me to go to work for him. And as much as we were friends and all that, we actually shared hotel rooms together and as
Whoa, too much information.
Well, I can assure you, I was a gentleman. Despite the pressures, see, I told you I didn't know what I was going to say.
That was the Teflon that ruined it.
No, but at the time, I had loyalty to the company that I was working for. And loyalty means a lot to me. My father was a third-generation West Point graduate. And I grew up in the military. And duty, honor, and country was my dad's mantra. And so I never would go to work for Dave, as much as I liked him. And nobody can impersonate him as well as I can, but I'm not going to do it right now. So We'll do it for a video at some time in the future. But anyway, I got out of the business for a couple of years, and Dave, I mean, he never stops. That's one thing about him. And he saw me at a show helping a friend of mine, and told me he wanted me back. And so I came back. And the fact is that I've always loved the idea of waterless cooking, because I believe in it. I believe what it does. It's kept me healthy, despite my attempts to do the opposite, you know. And I can honestly stand here, and I have seen every set of cookware that's out there on the market, every single one of them. Some of the old stuff, the new stuff, everything I've seen. This is the finest product in the world. There is no question in my mind. And even if you don't use it to cook without water and without grease, it's still the finest product in the world. And everybody out there deserves to have this, to help themselves out. That was one thing that, you know, I'm always impressed whenever I get a chance to listen to Brett talk, because he's so passionate about what he does. And we need to care for those people just as much or even more than Dave and Robin and everyone in the office cares for us. Because we have an opportunity here to not only to put ourselves in a good situation financially and health-wise, but we have the same opportunity to help other people do the same thing with their health. And you just don't find things like that. You run into all kinds of people who tried this business under Dave, under other companies, and failed for a lot of reasons. The ones Ted talked about, and people just don't have the, you know, they're negative, they're whatever they are. And it's funny that people that don't make it, it's never their fault. You know, it's just never their fault. And I've always believed what Zig Ziglar said was that failure to hit the target is never the target's fault. So I just think that I constantly work on my presentation because I want Dave to be proud of me. I want him to be proud of me. It means a lot to me as a human being, as a friend, and it's an opportunity, and I would never do anything to disrupt that. Much as I like to complain, you know, and joke and all those things, the bottom line is I'm here because this is where I need to be. And I know that they care about me, and I care about them, and I care about all of you. Some of the finest people I've ever known are in this room. And it's my privilege to be here with you. Thank you.
By the way, this represents 100 years of experience.
Wow.
And